Okay, so I've had some technical difficulties here trying to get this up for the last half an hour. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started as all my light just went out for some reason. So today's video is about foundation basics. There are a lot of foundations out there, and I just want to go over with you some foundation application tips. Some tricks that I've learned over the years, some things I like to do. So first things first, to get the best possible foundation look, you've got to be exfoliated. Exfoliation, hydrated, and peach fuzz on the face. Those are my three things that you have to master for a good, smooth, flawless look. So I already did this morning, so I hope my face doesn't hate me for doing this a second time today. But I know a lot of you out there have the Alipure enzyme peel. Oh my goodness, I've never ever used such an instant gratification product, and a lot of people don't realize my favorite way to do this, just get some goop and just go right over the makeup you already have on. I'm about 2 hours late doing this video today, so no one is going to be on here. So you just massage until all the dead skin, the makeup, everything comes off. I have been cleaning my face and then going back and doing this, and that's just a whole extra step. And what I decided was, if I'm gonna remove my makeup and the skin, I might as well just do it all at one time. So, I mean, I did this morning. I know y'all can't see the little gritty pieces of skin. I'm trying not to get too much around my nose area just because I already did this today, but oh my gosh, this is crazy how much grossness is coming off of my face now. So anyway, you just do this until it continues to stop peeling up, because I'm telling you, your makeup is never going to be amazing if you've got a face full of dead skin. Okay, I've got a lot more to go, but just to speed things up, I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this away. I'm going to put just a smidge of cleanser and a little water just to get this off my face. I definitely need to start doing these in the morning, because you get a face full of makeup, you're out doing things all day, and then you come in to do these. So I just have a few wipes to get my makeup off so we can start with a clean canvas. Okay. For some reason, my light went out just now, and now everything looks really orange and red. So I'm not sure what you guys are seeing. If somebody would let me know. And I am going to have a drawing for something on Thursday, so go ahead and start commenting if you're there and if you're watching, because everyone who comments what makeup tool they use is going to go into a drawing. Okay, so makeup is off, and like I said, I try not to rub too hard. I have a monster zit on my chin, and you guys, I'm telling you, last night I washed my face, my normal routine, a little retinol, put a little of this Visible Aid that I know most of you guys got in your kit. A little Visible Aid, went to sleep, woke up this morning, and wow, what a difference. So covering zits, what I find is people end up turning a zit into a sore, and it is so hard to cover a sore. So don't turn your zits into a sore. And because I know I need some hydration, so exfoliation is the #1 thing to making your foundation look amazing. I do weddings all the time, proms, and when I try to put makeup on top of someone that's got just layers of skin, it just doesn't work. Trying to put makeup on top of a cornflake, it is not going to get it. So if you want the smoothest, most flawless canvas ever, then you're going to exfoliate, and this can be done instant. This is instant gratification. We also have the 5-minute facial, which is super intense and removes tons of skin, but that's quick, instant. Get it off and then put your makeup right back on. I'm going to put a little bit of the Beauty Sleep on my face just for some hydration, because I know it's going to be a little aggravated lately that I exfoliated twice in one day. So anyway, so that's a little bit of that, and then a little bit of eye cream. So like I said, you want to be really exfoliated, and then you want to be super hydrated. Makeup is not going to stick to crusty, dry skin. It is just not going to be pretty. You're not going to get a flawless canvas that way. Okay, so let's see if I can adjust the light here. Nope, that didn't help. Okay. If someone would just let me know if you can see this okay. It looks really dark on my side. Okay, so my face is clean. It's exfoliated, super exfoliated, and I have put on some moisturizer. So I've got some slip on my face. You can give it just a second to dry in. My big thing when I do people's makeup is all the hair on their face. People that know me know that I have an obsession with facial hair. I don't like it. I want it gone. I want it removed. So for myself, I started bleaching my little mustache when I was probably 15, 16 years old. And I know that they've come a long ways. Hey, Melanie. They've come a long ways from the days when I did it, because that was only about 30 years ago. No, my gosh, 40 years ago. What am I talking about? So they've come a long way since then. So I tried the bleaching, and then I went to waxing, and I still wax. I wax my clients' eyebrows. I do a lot of facial waxing on people, and waxing is cheap, it's quick, it's efficient. And FYI, if you do get waxed and you struggle with breakouts after being waxed, the Visible Aid is amazing. It's aloe in a tube, so you can take it anywhere if you know you're going to have some irritation throughout the day. And then I did laser hair removal because I started some hormones and had problems with dark hair. Did laser hair removal. Years later, now I had my first session of electrolysis by a good friend, Marilyn Noble, last week, because I have some really sharp gray spiky hairs coming out of my chin, which, so I've been sitting here letting them grow, and I've been petting them all weekend, making my husband crazy. So anyway, electrolysis, from what all my friends have told me, seems to be more long lasting. It's just a slow or more tedious process. But my absolute most favorite thing to do for the average woman that does not have a lot of black hair or is shaving their face. I'm going to attach a YouTube video, so we won't spend too much time on that today. But nothing is better than having all the facial hair removed. So I just bought new ones. I bought these from Sally's. There is a small one and a larger one. Can you see these? And what you do with these, I love the small one for getting up close around my eye. If you watched my video last week, you know I told you that I have a lot of hair right here. And you can do this between the brows. If you don't have a steady hand, then stay away from your eyebrows. If you do, you can get the sides of your nose with this. And then I like the larger size for the whole area. And you just want to kind of go down on the face and scrape all the hair off. You feel so amazing after you do that. It's so good. So I highly recommend this. Your hair will not come back black. It will not come back darker. It only feels slightly stubbly if you've got some coarse gray ones, or they're not going to come back a different way. If you have blonde hair, it's not going to come back this crazy black hair, okay? All right, so facial hair, and the best way to do that is with an oil on your face, and you'll see in the video I'm going to post. This cleansing oil, oh my gosh, safflower, avocado, almond, olive oil, wheat germ oil, sunflower seed oil. I can't even think of the rest of the oils. So many oils in here, and you can see it's very liquidy. It's not thick and greasy like some other oils. This is a makeup remover, but when I want to shave my face, I'll put just a little of this on, massage it in, and take this, and then just shave the face with this, okay? So it's conditioning, treating, and you go to the spa and you can get a dermaplane treatment. And dermaplaning is where they just take a razor and gently go over the top of your skin. And so you're kind of shaving and dermaplaning and super exfoliating, all at the same time. Okay, so that is smoothing your face with exfoliation. And you can use mechanical exfoliations, but I have found for me, and you guys know I used to love the chemical peels, the pads that we had, because they're abrasionless exfoliation, and my skin really likes that, and that's what this enzyme peel is. So we're smooth, we're hydrated, and I'm fuzz free. So I've gotten all my little hairs and fuzz off my face. You know, and when it comes to hydrating, why do you want to put expensive serums and creams on top of dead skin? Get rid of the crusty layers of skin, and then your expensive serums and treatments get into your skin so much better. And so by exfoliating with your enzyme treatment and then dermaplaning with one of these little facial razors, you get all that skin away, and then you can get such a nicer, more smooth application. Okay, let's see. Okay, when it comes to foundation, something that I've been noticing on a lot of women lately, now that I'm over 50, boy, I'm really red right there. Like I said, I've exfoliated twice today. A lot of women over 50 is how thick their makeup is, and then how it looks like it's sitting on a cushion of skin. And so I've told you that you're going to get rid of the skin and rid of the peach fuzz first, but less is more. If you can go with a lighter makeup application than a heavier one, and you look in one of these crazy 5X mirrors or whatever, you're really going to see such a difference in your makeup if you can go a little lighter. I'm going to put a little Visible Aid on my nose. I'm also under this light, and it's super hot in here, so I'm getting a little heated too, so that's not helping. Okay, so less is more. This is such a nemesis for me, to see somebody with this layers of thick makeup and then thick, heavy powder all over their face. So what we're going to start with first is, what tools do you need for your makeup? For me, of course, my hands. Beauty blenders are my favorite, one of my all-time favorite tools. I didn't start using one of these until about a year ago. Love it. And this is what I'm giving away today. This is my favorite new blender. I order these from Amazon. I'll put what they are after I finish the video. But comment below, do you use your fingers? Do you use brushes? Do you use sponges? Do you use, multiple things? What's your favorite way to apply your makeup? And I'm going to be doing a drawing for a free beauty blender that I'll give away soon. Okay, so about tools. I'm going to do the drawing on Thursday also. Okay, so when it comes to applying your makeup, first things first are primers. So there are silicone primers, there are tinted primers, they're green, like the way I look so red right this minute, I might normally would put a little green on that. But what I'm going to show you guys is one of the most bizarre things I've ever used, and I'm completely obsessed with it, and that is our Flawless HP. Can you guys see that? Our Flawless HP primer. When I first got it, I put it all over just like what I'm used to, but it literally takes just a little pea-size amount. It feels like velvet on your face. You don't rub this in. You just lightly put just a coat over your T-zone area. I got to get to the mirror. And where you have large pores, where you're oily. Okay, so the idea is that this, you can see how that already took a lot of my red away. The idea is this fills in my holes. I've got very large pores here, here, and then right in here. So this is going to fill those holes in. So when I put, think of it as spackle. So when I put my makeup on, my makeup doesn't have to go in and out of all those holes. It really, really is going to just look a lot more flawless. So you can spread your primer out just a dab if you have large pores out through here. And you can also use a little bit of that under your eyes as well as on your eyelids. So that's your Flawless primer. You've never used anything like this. A few people have complained that it peels up on them. Well, it's because we're using too much. When I first got it, I was squeezing it like what I'm used to. This little tube is really expensive. It's like 60 bucks. But it's going to last me, I don't know, probably most of the year, because I only use it right through here. That's it. I just want to kind of fill those holes in, and your makeup does not budge. I've never ever had my makeup stay on this long before, so it's pretty cool. I'm going to cut my fan up just a little bit. I'm having a hot flash. Okay, so that is your primer. Whatever primer of choice you like. A primer, goes on under your foundation to give you such a smooth, flawless canvas for your makeup. So primers always go first. Now, on one side of my, so the next thing I like to do is color correct wherever I might need a little something, something. So you can buy, there are so many little kits that have all these different colors out there. You know, a lot of you may have them left over from Beauty Control, the rose, the green, the yellow. I love these little kits because it kind of keeps it all contained. And then if you've got the peach concealer from Beauty Control or any kind of peach, that's what I like to put under my eyes because I am super blue right there. Just a tiny, tiny smidge. I generally do concealer after my makeup, but I'm only putting on a few primers right this minute. If you've got really dark circles, you've got to have a little bit of a color corrector to balance that before you put your concealer on. I literally put just a little drop just right there, and you can see it just about took all my circle away. I've got this little friend down here, so a tiny bit of green, and I really prefer the creamy primers versus a liquid because I can pack it and I can really use it where I want. I've got a little red right in there, and I'm not normally red like this right here, so we'll just pack a little bit right there. So, and I'm not blending all that in perfectly because I'm going to blend it all in just a minute. Again, if you've got dark circles, even if you've got an old peach lipstick, literally I have taken this and gone in here, blended it in, and taken my concealer, gone over it, and you can't tell it. So before I went and bought a straight up peach concealer, that's what I always used. So, you know, use what you've got. A lot of you have that at home. Okay, so on one side of my face, I'm going to do a liquid makeup, and on the other side, something I've been really, really excited about lately is, cut that down now. It's blowing me away. So Martha, I was at Martha's house the other day, and her face looked so flawless, so amazing. And she's like, you know, how do I look? I'm like, you always look amazing. She's like, but do you notice anything different? And I mean, her skin just looked like a China doll. She says, I have no liquid makeup on. Never thought I'd see the day that I go without liquid makeup, but all I have on is the primer and the Ultra Finish powder. And I'm like, you're kidding, no liquid makeup? Because she's usually pretty OCD about that. And so I started trying it the last few days, and wow, what a difference. I mean, for us as we get older, and a lot of people are afraid of powders, but if you use a high definition powder, a really super smooth powder, you won't see the cakiness or the lines in your face. Ooh, I got chilly now. Gosh, go from one extreme to the other, I'm telling you. Okay, so something I've been hearing a lot from people lately is, you know, at this time of the year, your foundation doesn't match. You've got a summer makeup, now you need a fall makeup. Or for a lot of my darker skin clients, you know, the women of color, some of our shades don't go dark enough. So what made me so late today, I saw this on Pinterest, and I'm like, I have to have this. So I went to the store, and Made by NYX, and I bought these makeup drops. So this is white, and this is a dark shade, and it has warmth to it. So you could use this in any foundation if you needed to warm it up because you have on a lot of fake tanner, or you can use this one if, like right this minute, my foundation is a little dark, and so if I wanted to lighten it up, you can see, okay, so I've got the tan, which is a little dark for me, but the medium's too light. I love the CC cream. The liquid makeup, not my favorite. We are getting a new liquid makeup, but this works with any makeup that you have. So I'm going to put just a drop of this white in it and just kind of create my own color. Just blend that together. Perfect. That looks so good. And then I'm going to take, this is amazing. I've never used a chisel brush until recently. I've got very expensive brushes. You know, I've got every kind of brush they've made for the last decade for foundation. This has got to be my favorite because it puts down the absolute lightest application you can imagine. So I'm going to take this makeup and literally it's like airbrushing your face. So this is the chisel, and this NYX stuff comes with a luminous drop that you can add if you want to add some luminosity. There's all different tints, but what I want to stress to you guys, we have such a habit of like, oh my God, we have to have foundation on, that whether we need it or not, and my husband this summer all the time is like, why do you wear all that stuff? You know, your skin looks great without makeup. And really, I have to ask myself, it's just a habit. It's what we are used to. Wow, that is a perfect match. So the tan makeup with one drop of this white, mix it, and I'm just going to dot, 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 dot. And it actually gave it some really nice luminosity too. And you find, the reason I do concealer later is you find that you almost don't need a lot of concealer once you've done your foundation. So I've put my foundation literally just where I need it. I don't bring it all the way out to here. Now I understand if you've got a lot of brown spots or scarring or something you really want to cover up, but 9 out of 10 people I see, they have nothing that they're trying to hide. It's just right through here where we have the pores and the issues that we want to hide. So you see how this brush is so fluffy and so light. You can literally put the makeup right on top and you just swirl and buff, and it just gives you the most flawless, airbrushed, luminous coverage. And you know, you can always build your makeup. You know, you can go heavier if you want. Oops. Now, I will tell you, when I first got this brush, it shed slightly, but after about a week, the shedding stops, so that's good. Okay, and then on the other side of my face, where's my powder? Okay, so on the other side of my face, I'm going to show you with just the powder. But y'all, that is beautiful coverage. And I was able to get a custom color by just adding this little white drop to it. You can mix foundations, but this stuff isn't thick or greasy, so it really gives you, like, it doesn't add anything or change the integrity of your makeup. Okay, so on the other side, I have the primer, and I'm just going to do the Ultra Finish powder. So a lot of you have the Beauty Control Wet Dry Still. Great product. It was my #1 seller for 10-15 years. What I like about this, and this is what Martha is so obsessed with, the primer and this Ultra Finish powder. I was hoping she could be on today, but she has a client at her house. The difference is the Wet Dry is a thicker, heavier, more fuller coverage powder, and then this one is a lot more breathable, sheer. It's a 4-in-1 powder. It's foundation, it's powder, it's concealer, and it has great good for you skincare ingredients in it. So the secret to this, and these come in individual little things, and you drop the color that you want down in your palette. So this is another chisel brush. It's flat on the top, and it's a lot more dense. So a lot of my old foundation brushes that I've bought look really just like this. I've never used one that's so, you know, see-through and light and fluffy before. So on the other side, I'm going to take this powder, and I watched a video the other day, and I learned something new. So look at that, red gone, that you're supposed to swirl and buff. And the more you swirl and buff, it literally melts into your skin. So you just keep swirling and buffing, because as older, you know, more mature skin, we don't want to see all that powder. Hey, Chelsea, Kay is on. Yay, Kay. So we don't want to see all that powder on our face. So this is just as covered as this. Now, if you're dry and you want a little creaminess, then by all means, but I always have to powder off anything that's wet. I never leave my makeup wet. I don't mind a little dew, but I don't want complete moisture. So I know a couple people had gotten the tan makeup that are dark like I am. It's summertime, but I'm obsessed with these drops. That really, really completely made that makeup a perfect match for me. And then if you've got a lighter makeup, or you know, someone has darker skin tone, you can add the dark drops to deepen or warm up the colors. Okay, so no heavy makeup, you know, just powder on one side and a little liquid makeup and powder on this side. Flawless, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous coverage. Now you can order these little things like on Amazon or something, and if you want to custom your, you know, squeeze foundations in there, add a couple of drops, stir it, and then you've got it, you know, to take with you. So these are fun little travel goodies. Okay, there are airbrush makeups, there are cream to powder makeups, pancake makeups. I've got a can of spray on, like I said, airbrush makeup upstairs. And then there's, of course, the real airbrush that people do. There are so many kinds of foundation. All I would challenge you is to try to lighten up. I mean, I'm looking in a crazy magnifying mirror here, and I mean, I just look poreless. I look like there is not a piece of powder or a piece of anything on my face. And when people come over, and a lot of people that first got these products, because we're not used to being exfoliated this way. This is a different level of exfoliation than any of us have ever had unless we go to a professional place to get it done. And so we lose that layer of dead skin. It's kind of like when you take your fake nails off and your nails feel compromised and different. So our skin feels a little different until we level out. And it's like I don't feel dry, I don't feel oily. I just feel so normal. So anyway, so that is your foundation of choice, whatever you like, but use less of it. And if you get a brush like this, and we can order these brushes, I think they're 20 bucks. It's called the Liquid Chisel Brush. And this one's just a chisel brush. This one's for powder, this one's for liquid. So get one of these brushes because it will force you to use way less product and just literally just lightly swirl the tiniest amount of product. Okay, so then when I'm finished, you know, I've put a little peach there, put a little green on my zit and a little green right here. And I rarely use the green on my nose. I'm just a little red today because I'm hot and I use the peel twice. But around my eyes, I always conceal after foundation because I'll end up using a lot less concealer that way. So, something I just discovered thanks to Susan Plant, I had gotten one of these but didn't know what the heck to do with it. It's called Lighten Up. It's a product that Alouette sells that is to brighten your eyes. You can use it on your nose, your brow bone, anything you can think of. So I started trying to use it, but it was a little thick and gummy. So what I have done is put just a little scoop down in my concealer. Love this concealer. This is also one of Martha's favorite things. It's the creamiest concealer ever, especially for drier, older eyes. So I'm going to take, this is another brush that we can order independently of a brush set. And I think it's called the Everything brush or multi-use brush, something like that. But see, it's a little thicker. It's got a really funny angle, but it is the best concealer brush I've ever used. So I'm going to mix a little of this Lighten Up with a little of my concealer. It gives it a little more, you know, glide to do that. So come down, and because I have so much on my brush, I'm going to do just a little on my nose to give it a little highlight right there, and then a little down here, and then just a little right here, just for that little highlight, and maybe a little around my eyes. Just whatever's left on my brush, nothing crazy. All right, I'm going to go back with my Beauty Blender and then just start pouncing that in. I wet this earlier, so it's already nice and damp. That's why it's so huge. Don't forget, you guys, nobody's commenting. Comment what tool you like to use for your makeup, and you're going to get one of these free. If you don't comment, you don't get a tool. You don't get to go in the drawing, I mean. Okay, I'm going to draw for one. Okay, so you just kind of pounce that in. And I'm telling you, later in the day, if you're older and you feel really dry and, you know, cakey around your eyes, there is nothing better than a damp beauty blender to just cool your skin down and smooth it all back out again. Okay, let's see. Just going to go up here and dry this off a little bit. Okay. So that's a little concealer, and I love to lighten up on the inner corners of my eyes there. And so hard doing it this way, and then you've got a mirror over here. Okay, so that is, if you really, really want that bright pop around your eyes, check out the Lighten Up. By itself, it was a little thick. I couldn't figure out what to do with it, but mixed with the concealer, man, I love it. And you could take it and also put it under your brow right there if you wanted to. You know, again, like I said, down your nose. You could highlight the center of your lip. You could put a little on your lid if you wanted to. There's all kind of fun things I envision myself. There's a hair driving me crazy. All kind of fun things I envision myself using with this. And then there's another product that is really exclusive to Alouette. And this is called Lighten Up. Okay, so it's a tiny little jar. No, I'm sorry, this is called, what is this stuff called? I don't remember what this is called. If somebody knows, Look Alive. It's called Look Alive. So, you take your Look Alive, and you just get the tiniest amount ever, and it's supposed to also help with blue and circles. And so you just kind of pack it down there, and it doesn't emphasize the lines and wrinkles like a powder would. It is so gorgeous, and I forget about this product. I don't really use it that much. And when I got it, I thought, this is the tiniest thing ever. I'm going to run out of this, like, you know, in 5 minutes. But no, it's you literally use just that much. But look how flawless. I don't look like I have a circle under my eye. It looks so smooth and so flawless. Okay, and then, you know, of course, if you want to bake, you can use a loose powder or pressed powder. If you're doing the Look Alive, you don't really have to bake your face. But if you have a little oil in your T-zone, just a little baking. And I picked up something called a banana powder recently that I did not ever know existed, that I'm obsessed with. It's like a translucent powder, but it has a little yellow in it. And so it tends to really, especially on my skin tone, and I only bake like right in the center of the face. That's it. That's it. And just let it sit, go into the rest of my makeup, and just really quickly, love this brush. And you know, you can definitely use multiple brushes, but I love the shape of it. It comes in the new kit that's actually half price this month with a $40 purchase. So I'm going to just get a little bronzer. This is the perfect bronzer. It has no sparkle for us older ladies. So just a little little bronzer there, a little here, nothing major. And then I always do a little of the highlight next, because I want to tone down that highlight with a little, and what I did is I used one side of the brush for the bronzer, other side for the highlighter. Just a little highlighter down my nose, a little on my lip. And then I'm going to go back with the blush and blend it all together, because I want to make sure I don't have too many sparkles from the highlighter on my face. And for those of you that wondering what I'm using here, this is the Classic Couture kit. It's like the size of a deck of cards. I think she only has about 20 of these left. For traveling, I'm obsessed with this. There's a full-size blush, a half-size bronzer, a half-size highlighter, and then 6 shadows, and the 2 at the bottom are actually eyeliner powders. The colors are gorgeous. Stuck my finger in them, but you can still see. It's like everything you'd need in a kit. And these are refillable. So if you end up popping out the colors, then you can put in fresh colors or change out the colors you don't want. So for traveling, I'm obsessed with this little thing. Okay, I am going to go back with just a little translucent powder because I have a little too much blush on. And just dust off where I baked my face. And their translucent powder is really nice. It's not as white as the one we had before. And so I find that darker skin tones, like myself and other people, can use these, and it's not so dark. So so that's a few tips on foundations and concealers. So if there's anything else you guys want to know, I wanted to try to jump on here and keep it short and sweet today. When you're finished, I always do like to set my makeup, and you can take your Nutrimist that you got in your kit, and instead of spraying it in my face, because this is 90% aloe, so it's really, really strong, and it's got a rose scent to it, And so if you don't like the scent in your face, just spritz your Beauty Blender, go back, and just lightly blot it on your face. And you guys, your makeup will not move. I have never, ever, ever in my life had my makeup stay on like it does now. And I know it's the primer that fills in all my little holes. I'm using way less makeup, so it's not slipping and sliding all over my face. The Ultra Finish powder is just a flawless, flawless makeup. And then I always set it with a little damp Beauty Blender and a setting spray. And right now I'm actually using the Nutrimist as my setting spray, which I didn't think I could do, and it's actually working amazing. So I am gonna, just where I felt a little shiny right there. So that's it. I hope you guys got a tip or two out of this. I know this was a really weird time of day for me to do this. I'm really late. I got a few messages from people wanting to know why I hadn't posted the video yet. So don't forget to comment. What tool do you use when you apply your makeup? Do you use a foundation brush? Do you use a chisel brush, which I doubt you do because I've never heard of these before? Do you use a Beauty Blender? Or do you just use your fingers? Or do you slap it on with your fingers and blend it in with a brush? What's your favorite go-to way to apply your foundation? And I just hope you guys will try using a little less. Put it in the center of your face, swirl it in, powder it, and then step back and look and say, do I really need another ½ inch of foundation? Or can I get by with just this little bit of coverage? And don't forget, for those of you that have the Ultra Finish powder, have not left this table and I just misplaced my brush. But anyway, oh, here it is. Don't forget, when you have the Ultra Finish powder, to swirl and buff. And later on in the day, because I have this in my purse, I'll go to look and think, do I need a little more powder? Am I shiny? Whatever. And I'll grab this. I won't even load any more powder on it. And I'll just lightly go around and swirl through my T-zone if I need to. And it completely reblends all your makeup. I used to really struggle with my makeup breaking apart halfway throughout the day in the center of my face. And it just doesn't do that anymore. It stays, it looks the same at the end of the day as it did when I applied it earlier. So anyway, I hope that that helped you guys. I'll do the drawing on Thursday. Let's see if there's anything else. I'll draw on Thursday for a Beauty Blender, so don't forget to comment if you want to go into the drawing for your own blender. So have a great week, everybody. Next week's video, oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought about it. I'll have to think about it and come up with something. You guys post. What would you like to see? What's a Makeup Monday thing that you would be interested in that we haven't done already? So have a great week, everybody, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.